what I'll be doing in the meantime, I'm in the same browser profile. I'll be just taking this, maybe just select this and copy it elsewhere. Okay, this time I'll be working with only one single panel type. So uh, let's create another panel. This time let's go a bit like further with our panel system. So it's not going to be this time 5, let's say 7.5. So what I'll be doing, I'll create a systems panel. Name is panel underscore third. Let's do it all small caps. Name is going to be this. I'll be putting a toggle, putting this, adding a width. Let's say this time the width is going to be 3 meters, but the height is going to be 7.5 meters. And thickness is going to be 0.2. What we are going to do, by the way, we'll be creating just a single panel on all the faces here, and then we'll use those panels as our starting point and then add some windows on top of that. Okay, and to proceed with what we are going to do is we are going to create a panel viewer. Put this my panel as my panel. Toggle, 2 toggles, connected here, connected there, and putting a point, set 1 point. And if I connect this and draw B-wraps, I started to see, oops, I don't see, oh, because it's false, don't still see it. Draw geometry, okay, I now started to see it. Maybe still the width is too much, let's put it in 2. And what I'll be doing is I'll just directly put this as in my skin. So skin generator, pulling out a toggle, skin parameters. I'll just put one skin parameters here, just like as I did already. Horizontal shift. This is, by the way, a huge different world, but we'll also discover that in our next or future tutorials. So I'll be putting this as my parameter. Since I have only one, I don't need this. I can delete all this. Toggle is false. I can show this, by the way, here. Skin underscore third. And skin parameters can be here. Activation can be here. Surface skin list is going to be this guy. Set one surface and then turn it off. Put it here. View this off and put my panel as my panel 1. And when I say true, hopefully it starts to generate all these panels on top of this surface. And as expected, we don't see anything interesting, right? Because the panels that we created, maybe I can group the panels that we created is actually they have no windows, no nothing. So you see that. Oh, by the way, if I convert this into true, we may not see, we see the difference. It's just cuts, or it doesn't touch anything that are leftovers at the end, or it didn't distribute it as well as the previous version. And when you change all this, you can change a lot of different stuff. So and so forth. I mean, it's a lot detailed, so you can check for with your curiosity on this. So let me group this as well. So the next step is, after I created these panels, now I'll be finding the distances between my panels and my attractor point. And my attractor point is going to be, again, I'll be evaluating my surface, you know this, with an MD slider. And it's going to be reparameterized, and we'll be seeing my point is moving all over the place. Let's leave it as here and creating another group here, and then put the color as red and put it here. And but I need the data, like the geometric data of these panels. How can I create that? So one thing to discover here is if I come over to display, skin data display, skin bay data and skin panel data, it's going to give me panel geometries as untrimmed surfaces. So if I can create a surface as an input here, see, I am having all my surfaces all over. And if I grab their areas, put this here, and if I put a distance or closest point, and these are my points, and you see closest point, and this is my attractor point. So we'll have this amount of points. Obviously we can have like more than one point. We can say, okay, let's have another attractor, add that to group 2, and maybe add it somewhere here. And the next thing that I'll be doing, I'll be using these distances as my variable for my, like, let's say glazing width or glazing height, right? And how I would be doing that, I'll be recreating almost everything that I did. I'll just copy this because I'll be creating this underskin. So now what I'll be doing, I'll create another panel, this time systems panel, panel name, panel underscore attracted, pull out the toggle, and the width and the height is going to be the same, so I'll just check the values here, 2, 7.5 and 0.2, 2, 7.5 and 0.2. This is this. And the next thing that I'll be doing, the panel system is going to be a wall again, and the window system is going to be the place where we are going to make a change. But in order to create that changed or attracted version of it, I need to create one single or one simple one, right? So I just put this here as a window system. And if I can take my panel viewer here, panel, logo, this in, put this in, point in, set one point, and since it's false, if I make it true, I make draw wraps. Now I started to see some windows here, as you can see, and the next step is to change these window sizes, either width or height, based on the attractor point. Okay, so I just had to pause for a second, and now we're back. So one thing we can do here is, if we are going to play around with the height only, we can say for this one panel width, right? If we type panel width, what we are going to see is it's going to be in the panel width, right? Okay. If you don't like it, you can take it off as well. So it's completely up to you. So one other thing that we are going to do now is to, based on this panel, we'll be creating our skin, right? So I come over to skin generator, and I'll be putting skin attracted as the name of it. And if I go to skin parameters, skin name, default playlist is, we are going to still have one single panel, so we don't need to worry about that. Skin parameter list, we can have the default vertical shift, sorry, not this one here, and skin parameters is this. surface skin list is the very same surface, right? Very first surface, and we can preview. Oops, we can preview this off. Design controller. So now the next thing is what we want to do is actually change this, right? This is going to be our panel for sure, and let's put this panel in, right? And pull out a toggle to activate it. Oh, we already make it happen, so we'll see all these panels going in. We can take this color, I mean, it's just it like we can put this in, and we can third one, we don't need that one, right? So the next thing, we are going to make it false, but the problem is default offset level, it says. I'm not sure what it means exactly, but let's try to use these distances as my panel controllers. So what this does is system parameters. System parameters is the parameter in which we'll be changing our window controller. So if I connect this to here, and we'll be changing the height, right? The data list of what we are going to use is the distance. Value min, oh, data lists, data generator distance. Is it the, okay, what is this? Data generator maximum, what is the geometry? Okay, so let me double check this part for a second. Oh, okay, it's an old trick actually. I hope it works still. If we put this as a data list with the number, it doesn't work. But if you take this as text, it works. So let's take this as text. And we'll, like the value min, value max, like let's say minimum value we want to have here is, I don't know, the height of it, 1 meter. The maximum value can be 7 meters. Okay. Number of samples important. How many numbers, how many different panels we want? Like let's say we want to have 20 different panels here. And this is going to be our panel controller. And this panel controller can be can work as a design controller. And when I put this in, let's see what would happen. Nothing happens because we didn't activate this. So if I make it true, let's see if we created our panels with attractor. Yes, exactly what we want to have. You see, when we have a point, we make this really small, and when we have the attractor point moving along, it gets smaller, and when it's far away from the attractor point, it goes far away. If I connect this to panel width, it's going to be, the panel width is going to be the Windows limit, and you see, and this is what we have accomplished here on this tutorial. So that is pretty much it for this playlist. I hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the like button for this video.